Hello everyone, Divine Feminine Empress 444 here to do a collective read. Decks have already been shuffled. I hope everybody's doing very well today. Let's tap into the energy of the collective. I hope everybody's doing really well. Like I said, it's been a couple days. I apologize. Remember that when you're hearing the reading, to use your discernment. Flip the roles how they fit for you. If you are interested in a personal reading, everything you need is inside my description box. Remember that this is a collective reading, so not everything will resonate with you. And with that being said, we have legal matters. We have romance. We have massive regret. We have fed up. And we have, and we have goodbye. Okay. I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day out there that's a mother. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Magician. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups. Four of Cups. Eight of Wands. The Fool. And the Five of Wands. Okay. So collective, what I'm seeing here, there could be somebody in your energy here. Again, take the roles and flip them how they fit for you. This could be you or someone else. But what I'm seeing here is the way Spirit's showing it to me is somebody's in your energy feeling a lot of regret, right? I think you're fed up with this person. This person could have been very verbally abusive towards you in the past, and I feel like this is definitely somebody that you from the past because you let go of this person. I think at one point you looked at this person as a romantic partner, somebody that you possibly could have had fun times with. I'm getting like a love bomber. This is definitely somebody that is facing some kind of like legal issues at this time. This could be something as simple as child support. This could be something as simple as maybe you and this person are going through a divorce. For some of you as well, this could be something else, something more serious. Take it how it resonates for you. This person is feeling a lot of burdens at this time, right? And I feel like this person is trying to manifest them coming towards you and you letting your guard down, especially with this Ten of Wands to the Magician, Knight of Pentacles, and then with the Seven of Wands here, and then the Three of Swords. Yeah, they're afraid of coming towards you. They're trying to manifest coming towards you and you letting your guard down, not being so defensive, because of this heartbreak, right, that they have caused. Yes. With this Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups, Four of Cups, and the Eight of Wands here. Yeah, it's like they want to come in and offer you some kind of love offer here. I feel like at this time, you could be a little in your head about the situation. hmm I feel like you're wanting to move forward. You're wanting to let go of this situation. But I think in some way this hurt you in the past. So you could be like back and forth, kind of wanting, maybe before also you had wanted some closure. Maybe you wanted to mm, just kind of, I'm trying to explain the way it's being downloaded to me. It's almost like, not that you want this person back, but it's almost like in a small way wanting to feel validated, right? And I understand this, right? Because it's almost like a like why, right? Because you were probably really good to this person, and I feel like whoever this is really didn't give you closure or answers. Mhm. But I feel like you're moving forward, right? You are wanting to take some kind of like leap of faith into something new, wanting to move ahead, but still feeling like it's almost like you feel like this person. Hmm, it could have something to do with not being able to let this person go out of fear of what lies ahead. Um, Also, fear of, maybe this person was very toxic. Maybe this person threatened you. And kind of like scared to move forward. That's what I'm saying. It's almost like a kind of like a fear of moving forward, fear of what this person may do. Um, Almost like, okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I'm saying. It's almost like having a fear of being happy, because if I'm happy, then someone's going to ruin it, destroy it. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Five of Pentacles. You could be feeling very isolated right now. Maybe in a lot of worry. Maybe you're having some financial struggles, right? Mhm. Not knowing which way to go. Queen of Cups. Whoever I'm speaking to, you're a very compassionate person. You have a calm demeanor, very comforting, healing. hmm Very intuitive, very caring spirit. Mm. Nine of Cups. Mm. I'm seeing like you're, I don't really want to use that word, content. Um, Wanting to be satisfied, right? Wanting to be content, wanting to move forward, wanting to release that fear. This is how I'm seeing it. Star and Six of Wands. Yeah, the way Spirit is showing it to me is you're meant to be seen, right? I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, you could be possibly feel like you're being called to talk about your situation, called to talk about your experience. And this is your wish fulfillment. This is where you're going to be able to help others. This is where um, your progress is. This is where you get recognized, right? turning your pain into power. But it's almost like as if you fear it. Thank you, Spirit. Why? Four of Swords. I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, you could have a fear of being seen. It's almost like you want to hide, right? It's like you want the past to go away without having to speak about it, possibly, for some of you. And I feel like you feel as if you play small, it'll just go away. I am called to say that the reason that you've experienced whatever this is that you experienced, it was to help others, right? So, but this could be a fear of yours. Maybe you have some kind of insecurities. Maybe you feel like you're not good enough. Maybe you feel like you don't speak well enough. I'm called to say that whoever is meant to hear it or reach will. So you should lay that down, right? Lay that burden down, the fear of not being good enough. Yeah. Give me something more. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. This is where your abundance lies. This is an opportunity. This is something that you actually have manifested. So it's almost like maybe you don't realize, but like when you think of things, you think of being able to express yourself, helping others, things like that. And I feel like that's where your opportunity lies. Because you're going to be able to offer peace to others, love, compassion, kindness. You could be called to possibly be even to speak to youth for someone. Maybe you're somebody who had a lot of insecurities, right? As a child. And maybe you will be able to help, right? Help children who are insecure. That's going to be for somebody. Help them build confidence. Show them compassion. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Whatever it is that you have been working on, I'm called to say this wasn't in vain. So maybe you tried to start one thing and it hasn't worked out the way you wanted it, right? But I'm called to say don't give up, right? And I'm not saying to continue with that path. What I'm saying is don't give up on the dream, right? Of finding your purpose. I feel like whatever this was that you were working on was necessary. Thank you, Spirit. That's how Spirit's showing it to me. Judgment. The number 20 could be significant. I'm looking at this Judgment card, and the cross here, it reminds me of medical, right? So you could be able, maybe being called to, this may not be for everyone, but you could possibly be being called, I'm getting tongue tied, to speak to people that have mm, like youth, right? Troubled youth, or for someone, it could be children who have a certain thing. It could be like ADHD. It could be, I don't know all the damn terms. I'm sorry. It could be somebody who's autistic. Maybe you're autistic. Maybe um, somebody who's bipolar. It doesn't have to be children. Also, it could be other adults. This is going to resonate different for everyone. So, but maybe you're being called to mm, show help, show mercy, show compassion towards others that maybe have something similar to what you had or have. That's for someone. King of Cups. Hmm. I It's funny because spirit just showed me the word supportive, and I feel like that's what you're going to be towards someone. Whoever I'm speaking to, you're in a masculine energy, but when I saw supportive, I actually saw productive. Um I just feel like you're going to be able to be compassionate with someone or others. Um Give them grace. Thank you, spirit. Hmm. Ace of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Yeah. I definitely am seeing that. Look, and compassion just came out. Compassion, love. Maybe you're going to be called to help people to tap into their spirituality. Hmm. Tap into their intuition. Maybe you're the type of person, if you're spiritual, you'll be able to help people, like guide them through their spirituality, their awakenings. Thank you, Spirit. Queen of Wands, because of your courage. You made it through, collective. Whoever I'm speaking to, you've been through a lot. Mhm. And you're very independent, very determined. Hmm. Thank you, Spirit. We have the Two of Wands in reverse. I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, you have a fear of change. You could be somebody who mm, you like the same routine, the same, you know what I mean? Maybe you become, ooh, so okay, earlier I spoke about autistic and give me a second, I'm sorry. I spoke of someone who's could possibly be autistic, right? Or have ADHD. Maybe you're somebody who's going to be able to show compassion towards others. Somebody else who has been through or going through an awakening that struggles with some kind of mental stability, right? Mm. That doesn't have to be for everyone. Oh, I just got this. Thank you, Spirit. So you could be somebody who maybe you always learned a little differently, right? You always did things outside the box, right? It doesn't mean you have to have a mental disability or whatever. That's going to be for someone. But what I'm also seeing here is you could be somebody who's just always done things by the beat of your own drum, in your own way, in your own pattern, and that worked for you. And you could possibly be getting ready to teach or show people or someone um how you got through things, right? Because maybe there's others people, obviously if you have experienced this, there's others that have experienced the same thing, and maybe you'll be able to help and give advice to these people and show compassion. Give them grace. Thank you, Spirit. Page of Wands, King of Pentacles, and the Emperor. I feel like you are meant to speak. Whoever I'm speaking to, you are meant to be seen in the limelight. I'm definitely called to say. Now, if you're somebody who fears stages, right? Maybe you'll have a platform, something of that sort, but I feel like you don't realize your potential at this time. You're definitely, whoever I'm speaking to, you're either meant to be in your masculine energy or you're already here. But it's like, this is where your security lies. Being independent, because earlier we had that nine of pentacles. You're somebody who's very generous. And I feel like not just with finances, I'm feeling like someone who's generous with compassion, love, words, affirmations, something of that sort. Maybe you could be getting ready to write a book of affirmations, right? Something here. There's something here about you helping others. And I feel like it's because people respect you. They see you as like a leader. Thank you, Spirit. King of Wands. You are a natural leader. And I feel like maybe you've realized this in the past. Maybe you can. I'm called to give this example, okay? And this is funny because this is how Spirit just showed it to me to relay this to you. So, in my life, right, I've pretty much been this, like a natural kind of leader, but I never really wanted to take that role, right? But I think it's my personality. Um, I'm a very confident person. Um, but anyway, I'm called to give this scenario. So, a boss of mine, right? Um, most people want to gear towards a boss, right? They want to impress their boss, or, well, that's not always the case. Some fear theirs and try to avoid them and stay away from them. But anyway, what I'm getting at is I had a situation where one of my bosses was very, a lot of people draw to this person and was, enjoyed this person, wanted to impress this person, right? Um, but me and this person get along really well as well. But my personality is I'm a leader, right? I don't follow. I'm not a follower. I always go to the beat of my own drum. So I'm called to speak on this. Um, we were at an event, right? And I'm not going to go into details, but I'm supposed to give this example. We were at a huge event, right? And there was hundreds of people there. And we were having a dinner, right? And me and this person had already planned on sitting together to have, this lunch, and a few of the other people that were there as well. Confirmation from the train. I sat down at a table because I'm a loner too. Like, I'm okay with being alone. So, and I feel like that comes natural with leaders. Like, we can either be in a crowd and be like, people are drawn to us, or we can also be alone and be okay with that. Confirmation from the train. Thank you, Spirit. And that train literally came out of nowhere. Sorry about that, collective. But at this event, again, I had sat down, and I sat down by myself. And these were big tables. There was probably like 12 seats at each table. And, a lot of the other people were with, my boss, and like went up to get the food because we all had to kind of line up and get the food, whatever, and sit down. Well, I sat by myself. I could care less if somebody would have sat with me or not, because sometimes I just like my peace of mind. But anyway, they were like following this person, and they all had sat down at a table. My boss had looked over at me and said, "Hey, come over here. We're all sitting over here." And I literally said, and it wasn't me being cocky, it's just me. I didn't want to get up. And like, I was okay to sit by myself. And mind you, there was probably about, him and 6 or 7 other people. So anyway, and I looked at him and I said, "No, if you want to sit with me, you can come over here." And trying to make this story short, but so that way you kind of understand what Spirit wants you to see. He actually made all of them come over and sit with me, right? And I just have that about me. I know that, right? So when they came over, one of the other people had said, "Boy, I know you're important." And I said, "Why would you say that?" And she had expressed, she said, "Usually, because our boss is very, you're drawn to him because he's very outgoing. He's very stimulating. You know what I'm saying? He's people draw to him as well." But he said, "Boy," she goes, "Now I know that you must be pretty important." She said, "Because um normally he would just, people come to him." She said, "He made us all move for you." So the whole table ended up coming over to me. I just thought that that was funny at the time. And I didn't really pay any attention to it when it first happened. But Spirit just re-showed this to me. And I was like, oh, so that's what that means. So I'm called to give that example. So you could be somebody who, it's not that you're cocky, right? Because Spirit's showing it to me, like, because I know I'm not cocky at all. By any means, I'm the most down-to-earth person. But I also won't take anybody's shit. I'm not cocky whatsoever. I am so humble. But I am definitely confident. I'm okay with being alone. I'm comfortable in my own skin. So, that could be you, right? I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, you've overcome a lot of challenges. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Give me something more. Yeah, 8 of Cups. Yeah, you definitely have been through a lot of disappointments, and I feel like you've walked away from that. I feel like you're called to help people Get out of bad relationships. Get out of bad situations. Walk away when they're not feeling loved or important or equally um, equally yoked with somebody, right? If it's not an equal give and take type of relationship, whether that be, excuse me, um, a job, family, friends, lovers, any of those situations. The devil, seven of swords, and the page of swords. I feel like it's because you've gone within. You realize like who you are. Okay, so the way Spirit's showing this to me, right? You identify with people because at one point you were in low vibration, right? Or also around other people in low vibration. So, what you've learned a lot, okay? You've had to go through some shit, okay? You've been in the trenches, I'm called to say. It's like you could have been around drug addicts, you could have been around thieves, you could have been um, abused, you could have been mistreated, you could have been um, shunned at some point. Um, I just whatever negative things you've experienced, I feel like you went within and dealt with your shadow self. Um, you yourself could have went through addictions, drug addictions, sexual addictions, um, you know, cigarettes. I mean, this could go as far as just you showing someone how to get out of addictions, how to get away from bad relationships. It's going to be different for everyone. But that's what I'm seeing. It's like realizing your own destructive behaviors, right? And even when we find ourselves in bad relationships, right? That's a form of destructive behavior because we allow it. Okay? So, yeah, it's like why you might feel like you allowed people to betray you, be deceiving, put you through situations, and maybe you're going to help others come up out of that so they don't have to suffer the way you did. Mm-hmm. With this page of swords, I feel like you are going to come up with some kind of new idea, some kind of again, you could be writing a book, you could be having a podcast, you could be a reader, you could be mm, so many things. It doesn't matter. It really does not matter. You could be somebody who speaks to youth, you could be somebody who goes and reaches out to children in schools. I mean, you could end up becoming a therapist. Whatever this is that you feel guided to do. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like you have a thirst for knowledge. Yeah, you wanted to learn. I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, you had to learn this shit on your own. Mm-hmm. Give me something more. Five of Cups. See, what I'm seeing here is don't get caught up, collective, in regret, right? Staying stuck in the disappointment, seeing what that, like, things you've lost, right? Because you still have love, admiration, things like that. There are other people that will appreciate you, right? Appreciate the knowledge that you hold. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Spirit. You ever hear that saying where they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink? So a lot of the times where us any of us in the spiritual community, when you have a platform or something like that, I'm called to give this example. You may be a reader. I'm called to give it like so that way you can understand it from my perspective. As a reader, right? I could give a collective reading, and there's always going to be somebody either has a negative comment or they don't know how to use their discernment, and so they try to debate with you, right? This is a collective reading. So not everything is going to resonate for just one person. You have to learn to use your own discernment. And I feel like I'm trying to see the way Spirit's leading this. It's almost like no matter what, you're going to have naysayers, right? You're going to have people that don't believe you. You're going to have people that go against what you're saying. You're going to have people that, think they're better. Well, let them fucking be better. Okay? Nobody cares. Really. You are called to do whatever it is you are called to do. And the ones that it's meant to reach, you will reach. I promise you that. The ones that don't, those are the ones that you ignore. Right? You don't listen to the negative comments and disrespect. Yeah. That's how Spirit's showing it to me. It's not important. So, the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you're going to be working with others, for sure. Whoever you are. You're meant to be seen in a public eye, like in a stage, right? So some kind of platform, something of that sort. Spirit's really like giving that to me. I feel like you're going to be collaborating with others too. You might end up working with somebody else with a like mind, or this could be up to like 2 other people, and be able to help others, maybe the 3 of you. Queen of Pentacles. Yes, it's your nurturing spirit, I'm telling you. You're a very practical person as well. You could definitely be a parent, I'm hearing. Yep. So maybe working with a group of people would be better for you, because maybe you guys could work around each other's schedules, something of that sort too. The Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I just feel like a lot of positive things are coming your way. I feel like it is now meant for you to start feeling love, joy, warmth, right? A lot of success, because you've gone through the shit work, right? You've gone through that ugly phase of, having to face demons, right? Struggles, disrespectful people. Yeah, I feel like a lot of good luck and good karma is coming your way. Of course, there's always going to be the devil riding those coattails, right? There's always going to be somebody who wants to take you down, right? There's always going to be somebody that just can't help themselves because they have such a entity attached to them that they have to leave a negative comment or say something disrespectful or try to take advantage of a situation, whatever have you. There's always going to be that devil, right? But it's you sitting at the top of the wheel, knowing the truth, right? Speaking your truth. Thank you, Spirit. Let's get an angel message. That's too many. Let's get an angel message. Oh, that's the front card. We don't want that. Angel message. Exactly. You have survived 100% of the obstacles in your life. You got this. Give yourself credit. You have come so far in life. Keep going. Action. List all of the obstacles that you have overcome. Claim your strength to yourself and the world. I will keep going. I was born to shine. Amen. And like I said, it's that exactly, that's a better way to put it. What I was getting at is, oh, you've overcome so much. Claim your strength. Amen. I'm going to end that here. Pardon me, collective. Hopefully this resonated with somebody. If it did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Also, feel free to leave a comment if you feel drawn to do so. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you can see future reads. And if you're interested in a personal reading, everything you need is inside my description box. I'll see you next time. Bye.